Saran is born into a life of wealth and comfort. Everything feels certain, untouchable, until it all falls apart. When their family business collapses, his father takes his own life, leaving behind nothing but silence, shame, and a broken home. Saran and his mother are left to face the ruins alone. But Saran refuses to stay down. With nothing but his own will, he rebuilds himself from the ground up. Step by step, he carves his own path and rises to become a respected deputy sheriff. The fall of his family changes him. The loss strips away everything he once knew, and in its place grows a deep hunger for success, for honor, for something no one can ever take from him again. Yet even with that fire burning inside him, Saran never loses his sense of duty. Because above all else, he remains loyal to his badge and to his country. Rin is the kind of woman many would see as the ideal. She is beautiful, gentle, and kind, with a quiet grace that draws people in without effort. Yet behind that calm presence lies a life marked by loss. Her own mother abandoned her, leaving her without a past to hold on to. But fate did not leave her alone for long. Taken in as a baby, she grew up in a home that chose to love her. Her adoptive family raised her as one of their own, giving her the same care, the same education, and the same place beside their daughters. Among them, Rin stands apart. She carries the warmth and strength of her adoptive mother, learning not only how to think and speak with grace, but also how to care, to serve, and to keep a home with quiet skill. In a world that measures a woman by what she can offer, Rin seems to have it all. To many, she is the kind of woman any man would dream of making his wife. Meanwhile, Saran has already given his heart away. From a young age, it belongs to Duong, the girl who grows up beside him, the one who knows him before the fall, before the pain, before everything changes. He loves her deeply, completely, and she loves him too. But love is not enough. Bound by duty and her parents' wishes, Duong chooses a different path. She turns away from the man who holds her heart and agrees to marry a man of wealth, a life of comfort, a future secured by gold. Not with Saran. Not with a man who has nothing left but his name and his badge. The choice shatters him that he almost drowns himself to death. All they had, the promises, the memories, are left behind in silence. And Saran is left to carry the weight of a love that can no longer be his. Seeing her son drown in heartbreak, Saran's mother can no longer stand by and watch. In a quiet attempt to help him move on, she reaches out to an old friend, Rin's adoptive father. Long ago, he and her late husband made a promise. If fate allows it, their children will one day be bound in marriage. A promise made in better days. Yet even with that hope in her heart, she does not act without care. She asks for Saran's consent first. But Saran has no interest in love anymore. Still, he agrees, not because he believes in it, but because he does not. He is certain no family will ever give their daughter to a man like him, a deputy sheriff with no wealth, no name, and a past marked by ruin. So he lets the plan move forward, but not without a condition. He tells his mother to include the truth in the letter, that he will soon be assigned to the countryside in the south, a place feared by many, where rebels and bandits rule the shadows, a place no woman would choose. And in that belief, Saran waits, certain this will end before it even begins. But fate has other plans. To his surprise, a woman comes. She dares to travel just to stand by his side as his wife, even into a land feared by many. Saran can hardly believe it. But the moment he sees her, something feels off. She is not even one of the daughters of his late father's friend he expected. A woman named Burali stands before him. Rin stands there, confused at his reaction. And Saran is not pleased. Not because she came, but because deep down, he knows she is not the real Burali. She was never meant to be the one, and Rin knows it too. At a party not long ago, his wealthy best friend, Chalat, points Burali out to him. Saran has seen Burali before. The real Burali. And the woman standing before him now is not her. Confusion creeps in. Saran is never close enough to know how many daughters his late father's friend truly has. To him, it doesn't feel right. Then the confusion turns into something darker. Anger. To him, it feels like an insult. As if the family thinks so little of him that they would send someone who does not even seem to belong to their own household. It strikes at the very thing he tries to bury. The shame. The doubt. The fear that no parent would ever willingly give their daughter to a man like him. A poor deputy sheriff with nothing to offer but duty and a broken past. And in that moment, Rin becomes something else in his eyes. Not a woman who came for him, but a stranger hiding behind a name that is never hers. Rin's adoptive father cannot bring himself to break a promise made long ago with Saran's late father. It is a bond built on trust, one he refuses to turn his back on. But the truth is far from simple. The real Burali, the eldest daughter, has already given her heart to another man. The youngest has dreams of her own, a future she is not willing to trade for duty. And so, the weight of that promise falls on Rin. A girl who owes them everything. Raised by their kindness, shaped by their love, Rin cannot turn away. While her sisters hold on to their own paths, she chooses to let go of hers. For them, for the family that gave her a home, she steps forward and accepts the marriage. But what awaits her is not gratitude. It is rejection, from the very man she has chosen to stand beside. Saran meets her with a cold distance that cuts deeper than she ever expected. She doesn't understand it, not his anger, not the pain he carries from a love she knows nothing about. And just when things cannot grow more complicated, on the day of their wedding, Duong returns. Without warning, she steps back into Saran's life, stirring the past that is never truly laid to rest. Rin knows her place. She understands that Saran will never fall for her, not now, not easily. But she is there to fulfill her duty as a wife, just as she promised her adoptive parents. And yet, even in her quiet obedience, she begins to catch his attention. Saran notices things he cannot ignore. He is intrigued by her. He finds her effortlessly skilled in running a household, something that feels almost uncanny for a woman raised in wealth. He knows she is not Burali. He knows she is not who he expected. He begins to wonder who she truly is. And for the first time in a long while, a flicker of curiosity sparks in his guarded heart. Rin is determined to fulfill her duty, even as Saran treats her with rudeness and distance. Still, she hopes deep down that he will one day treat her with respect. She is calm, polite, and measured in every word, yet she is not weak. Rin knows how to stand her ground. She knows how to fight for what she believes is right. Saran is stubborn, unyielding, and she mirrors it back to him. She matches his sharpness with quiet strength, his distance with steady courage. And it irks him more than he wants to admit, because he realizes that she is a woman who refuses to bend, and it unsettles the control he thought he always held. It is hard for Saran to swallow just how ideal Rin is as a wife. Even with Duong around, even with the past tugging at him, he just can't take his eyes off her. And when Rin's childhood friend, so enamored with her, enters the picture, Saran feels a surge of possessiveness. He begins to assert his rights as her husband, and it confuses Rin. She knows he cannot possibly love another woman. But to Rin, she is nothing compared to Duong. Duong comes from a noble family, while she is just an orphan. She is willing to let Saran go, to set him free so he can love the woman he truly wants. But she is trapped in a cruel dilemma. Does she stay, devoting her life to a man who may never love her? Or does she walk away, saving herself from the misery of a one-sided love? Saran does not want to admit it, but he is already falling for her. And in that moment, it no longer matters whether she is Rin or Brarali. Yet conflict rages in his heart. Who should he choose? The woman he has loved for so long? Or the woman who vows to devote her whole heart to him, loyal and true as his wife? Beloved Loyal Wife garnered high views and became a favorite among Thai audiences when it first aired. Even today, it remains one of James and Bella's most beloved dramas. The story gives us a glimpse into the culture of arranged marriages, a practice still observed at the time, where it was ultimately up to the couple to make it work. This drama teaches an important lesson. Love isn't something you simply find, it's something you create. Each of us has our own love story, and the way it begins doesn't have to be the same as anyone else's. A heartwarming story rich with tender moments, gentle romance, and light-hearted laughter, with touches of action that keep you on the edge of your seat. If you're looking for a drama that touches the heart, this one is definitely highly recommended. For more must-watch Thai drama series, subscribe to our channel.